Jet skiing at the top of Niagara Falls wasn't your best idea. You're already beginning to lose feeling in your body. The Niagara River rarely gets much above freezing, so hypothermia could be setting in. But that's not your biggest problem, since you're near Horseshoe Falls, with its 57-meter drop. The water rushes over the edge of the falls at 109 kilometers an hour, and it's taking you with it. Here's how to survive Niagara Falls. Subscribe and like this episode for more. Niagara Falls stands about 54 meters tall. An astonishing 168,000 cubic meters of water cascades over the brink every day. That's a crushing 2,832 tons of water per second. This will not be like an average water park plunge. Does it make a difference if you're in some kind of contraption? Will diving in head first help you to make it out alive? And if we ask you to tense up, would you believe us? There's something enticing about the Niagara River and its 3 sets of waterfalls. By some counts, about a dozen people have made it over Niagara Falls without protection or some kind of custom-built contraption. But even if you build a vessel to ride in, you have very sketchy odds of coming out the other side alive. An estimated 20 people are collected from the bottom of the Niagara River under the falls each year. Much like San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge, there's something enticing about the Niagara River and the 3 sets of waterfalls there. The water moves quickly, sometimes silently, and sometimes it roars. It starts above in the Niagara River, then it will carry you into the rapids, over the brink, into the rocky depths below, and then to the massive natural whirlpool. For some troubled souls, the falls are like the Golden Gate Bridge. They see an aspect of finality and think, jumping from here will surely end my life. But these steps might just save your life. Step 1. Hold your breath. Instead of screaming, as you approach the brink, take as deep a breath as possible and hold it as long as you can. The fall itself will be quick, but if you are lucky enough to survive the death-defying plunge, it's best if your lungs aren't filled with water. About 20 people go over Niagara Falls each year, most intending to end their life. But fewer than 20 people have gone over without protection and survived. It's possible, but not very likely. And even people who have used elaborate and carefully built contraptions have ended up smashed to bits on the rocks below, dismembered from the fall, or suffocated from being sucked into the spray. But if you've got a lucky 4-leaf clover or guardian angel on your side that day, it's not impossible to survive. In 2013, Kirk Jones wore 2 winter coats for cushioning when he made his intentional trip over the falls. Something he initially claimed was done to end his life, but his family said it was a premeditated stunt. He suffered broken ribs and a bruised spine, but survived. He was charged by Canadian authorities for unlawfully performing stunt and criminal mischief and had to pay a $3,000 fine. 4 years later, Jones decided to try his stunt again. Plotting a second trip over the falls in an inflatable ball, he didn't make it out alive that time. Step 2. Feet first. Remember, such a steep drop will have a lot of force. Going over feet first lets your feet and legs take the brunt of the impact. This helps divers who jump from great heights, including cliff divers. Step 3. Arms up. Put your arms over your head, your nose and your elbows, and try to protect your skull and face. Step 4. Tense yourself. Clench every muscle in your body as tightly as possible, including your lips. This makes you as watertight as you can be without a wetsuit or any proper equipment. And press your legs together too. Step 5. Remember your swimming lessons. The bubbles and turbulence at the bottom of the rushing, pounding water will make it hard for you to orient yourself. Finding out which way is up will be tricky, especially when you're desperate to breathe. There's also debris, a kind of liquid dust from pulverized rocks that makes the water under the falls even harder to see through. If you've made it to the bottom alive, try and swim toward the surface. Come up through the foam, then swim downstream, away from the froth, and out into the river. If anyone saw you go over, or if it's tourist season, it's possible someone has already called for help and a rescue team might be on the way. Step 6. Chill out. Okay, we admit that staying completely calm is not very realistic, but try to be as calm as you can so you can think better and increase your chance of surviving, and process very quickly and take whatever actions you can to give yourself the best chance of survival. The adrenaline you'll experience will help you, up to a point, just like it helps people lift cars in moments of intense danger. You'll want that superhuman strength. Step 7. Don't fall in. The best way to survive falling into Niagara Falls is to not fall in. Obey all the many warning signs that advise people to stay off the rocks, barriers,